Mark. It is so good seeing you today for the November 15th version of The Art of Encouragement. It's so good seeing you. What's up in your world, buddy?
Oh, just getting ready for the holidays. As you know, big holidays are coming all over the world. It's the time to check in with yourself. How's your year? Are you progressing on your goals? What things you have gained? What have you lost? What have you learned? What have you given? What kind of things you have acquired mentally, spiritually, physically, emotionally? So I love this time of year. It's very busy, very festive, as you know, and it is a time to check in with yourself.
Absolutely. So, how are you doing? Like, as you go through that assessment, how do you feel about your goals, your progression, and how do you feel about the year? Can you believe it's 2025? I remember when it was going to be Y2K, and here we are, 25, a quarter century later. That makes me feel so old. But,
So where did
but,
the 25 years go?
yeah.
When you find it, let me know.
Okay.
No, I know we're trying to be humorous. I think this is what people need. They need to be I think you can always be lighthearted. Um some situations you have to be serious and um follow up and follow through, but you can be lighthearted. You can be playful, you can be lighthearted, and I find that your tribe will find you. Will find you.
Yeah.
You have to be authentic. And you have talked about this, right? Last time about being authentic. And yeah, so what's up with you, my friend? What's going on?
Well, I continue to have health issues. And at times that can be so discouraging, Mark. The last week, right before our broadcast, the day before I had a blood clot. And I shared that last week. And just, I've been dealing with an infection of my blood vessels. I didn't even know that your blood vessels could get infected and inflamed. But, you know, each day that I have dealt with this has been a day to slow down, to reflect, and kind of do exactly what you're saying. Am I, even in this health state, able to affect change in my life and change in those that are around me? Am I able to still lead with authenticity while being in pain, while dealing with discomfort? Um, and I realized I am able to still be effective regardless of my physical condition, as long as I remember who I am, I remember whose I am, and I remember what I've been called to do. And that's a very empowering affirmation when you feel disillusioned, when you feel distraught, to just have that reminder, this is how I feel. However, this is who I am. Feelings are so fleeting. And at times we can feel like the world's against us, or like our bodies are just at war with us. But when I am reminded through an email, through a phone call, that, hey, Nick, I need you to do this. Or, Nick, wow, when you said this, it really encouraged me. I realize I am relevant. I realize that my journey has not stopped, although at times it feels like I'm stuck. I'm not stopped. And once again, feelings, they come and they go, but who we are remains. And I'm not just playing around with the words there. It really goes back to the essence of who we are. Your essence is something that will not be affected by feelings. And when we're on that path of self-discovery, and affirmation, it's vital that we give ourselves grace.
Mm.
You know, we are so quick to give others grace and forgiveness at times, and we have to extend that same forgiveness to ourselves. So even as we do that inventory of 2024,
Wow.
we need to give ourselves grace. But we need to hold ourselves to the highest standards, to the highest ideals, so that we will not become complacent. And I think that that's when I see someone stuck, it's usually in a place of complacency and comfort, that they don't want to go outside of their box because this is their world. It's not scary. There's nothing, that's going to affect them. And they've built almost a little bunker in life, but they're afraid to go outside of that bunker. That's what scares me. Have you met people like that? Have you felt yourself like that ever?
Yes, I have been that, and sometimes I am. We're trying to protect ourselves, protect
Yeah.
our ego, our feelings, and also trying new things is hard. Change is hard. Everybody knows that. It's the pain of change. That's what
Ooh,
stops people, right? The pain of change, and that's why we don't want to experience it. It hurts. It emotionally, physically, it hurts to
doesn't it
change
though?
because there could be failure, could all kind of scenarios. I don't like to go into them too much because I do believe that words have energy. There's
Yes.
so much energy, and I like how you said knowing who you are um, will help you keep the rudder. Like keep you straight and narrow on your path. It's like that wind behind you. Feelings come and go, they change, but who you are stays the same. I have discovered this week the power of self-awareness, self-reflection. So powerful. A lot of people don't have that. I don't know if we talked about this or not. They're missing their self-awareness, like who they are, what they look like, what they sound like, how they show up, and that leads to lost opportunities.
How how would you recommend that people find out who they are? I know that there's different inventories and that sort of thing. And I know that traditionally, when people reflect on their values, they begin to journal. Those little things they can, it they can begin discovering. But how do you recommend that?
I think it's a multi-step approach. I have found for myself that it's very hard for me to see myself critically or objectively if I'm contained in my own container bubble. I need the feedback from people I trust, like
Yes.
you,
Oh,
and others, um, who who have my best interest in heart. You know what I find, Nick? So difficult to find people who really are sincerely interested in your success.
oh yes. Oh yes.
There's a deficit. There's a deficit of this type of people that are truly invested in your success, that are
Absolutely.
they don't just want something from you, but they want to see you succeed.
Right. And they want to see, here's the definition, I believe, of a true friend. And I've experienced this recently. Um, when people are at a certain level, and it may be a level that's higher than you, they're okay with you reaching almost their level, but they sure as heck don't want to see you surpass them. And it's not even a competition, but that's when they quit talking to you if you go past where they feel they are. They just cut you off. And I don't understand that. Like, I want us all to win. I want us to all get there to the top of our aptitude and where we're called to be in life. And And so many people look at life as a competition. Life is not a competition with anyone but yourself. If it is at all. Do your best. Help others do their best and be their best. And you're going to die a happy person knowing that you're content and you made the world a better place. Don't try and hold people back because you didn't have the fortitude to push forward into your own capability and capacity. Encourage them to keep going. Maybe when you see that there's that place on the journey where they got tired, where you got tired, give them water. Give them what you wish someone else had given you at that point that would have helped you propel on. Don't look at them with jealousy. Instead, tell them keep going because that might be the only thing that you needed at that point. But don't have animosity because they were continuing that path. I definitely feel that deeply if you can't tell.
Yeah, you definitely do. And I want to ask you about your debut at the Carnegie Hall, just like your T-shirt says.
Uh, well, as you know, this year, that's exactly what I experienced in January. Was my debut of a solo recital at Carnegie Hall. And this year I worked, I really tried to develop my brand as a pianist and that sort of thing. And I did not get the results I was hoping to. I invested thousands of dollars into that. Didn't get the results I was wanting. And I realized about 4 months ago now, I started to be scouted by an agency and didn't even realize that's what was happening. And they were looking at my content, they were looking at my performances. And this week, Mark, I signed a 13-month contract with Jack Price Productions. Jack Price himself is prodigy, a concert pianist, and he toured. I don't want to get any of that wrong. I should look. I should make sure that I have all my details correct here. But Jack is he is a dynamic personality. And when he and I met and we finally talked one on one instead of, you know, d- he has a lot of staff members, that kind of thing. Um, he, I felt like I met someone that I'd known my whole life. And
Wow.
yeah, his name's Jack Price. His given name was Dick Ron Adamain. And he celebrated as both a former prodigy and a transformative force in classical music management. If you'll remember Brenda, who was on the show, that is really, you know, there to help my brand and to push it out and everything. She knows him and was just over the top excited as well because he is a force in the music world. And Jorge Belay, Claudio Aro, Isaac Stern, Emmanuel Axe, these huge names in classical music, they started the way I'm starting with him with a phone call and an interview. And I signed a contract for him to, get me out there and performances with orchestras for worldwide. And it's it's so cool to have not necessarily this has never been my ultimate dream. I never thought it would be possible. I just I for a variety of reasons, I never thought that would be possible. And now it is not only a possibility, but a reality. And I'm humbled by that. I'm glad that I continued to work hard. I'm glad that I continued to see past my own mistakes, my own poor choices in life, and to realize that I have to give that person the person I was when I was 29, the person I was when I was 20 or 17 or back and back and back, that I have to look at that person with grace, realizing that I didn't know what I know now. And sure, if I could have lived life differently, I might have, especially with some of the consequences I've dealt with. But at the same time, I wouldn't be me. This is my journey, and I continue it, realizing that there are things that were horrible, but there have been a lot of amazing things and amazing people I've met that I would not have met without the difficult days. And I'm so glad that in this mosaic of life, we can meet other authentic people and we can continue on our dreams and even dream dreams we never thought we would have.
Mhm.
So so what does your 2025 look like, Mark? You know I'm going to be playing the piano. What does yours look like?
Well, I don't know yet. I don't know. I can dream. I can make plans. I give it all to God, as you know. I'm
Yes.
like a very faithful. So I don't know yet. I'm open to the possibilities. There's a lot of things that are happening, as you know.
Yes.
So we'll see. Hopefully, more travel, more conscious travel, um, meeting new people. I think this is a great one for many people.
Yeah.
And I'm grateful you asked for this question because we can ask our viewers too. What does your
Mhm.
2025 may look like? What is the ideal scenario? Um, do you have a plan? Do you need help, to go through this? Because, like I have said, there's a deficit of qualified people who are invested in your success, who are qualified, capable, compassionate, creative, and there's so it's a it's a rarity to find somebody you connect with and somebody who can help you. So don't hesitate to ask to reach out to us. Um, See if we can help you.
That's it. We're here for you. We've had a lot of amazing success with public speaking, with our book, and with especially Mark. If you've never heard Mark give his TEDx talk or just some of the other broadcasts, check him out on YouTube. Mark is a powerhouse and he's so humble, he's so subtle, but don't let that fool you. His nuance will give you just this much capacity to reflect and it calls you to be authentic. He has a call for honesty and just true self-reflection. I'm so glad to have met you, Mark. I'm talking about you like you're not here right now, but I'm telling, if you're listening today, know how grateful I am to have intersected with a man like Mark Gai, who, with his help, with his vision, with his direction, I dreamed of the TEDx talk, and then we dreamed of this book. Then we dreamed. He's helped me every step of the way. Every success I celebrate today, without Mark, it would not have had the same impact that it's had. So when we say that we're here for you, we mean that. Write us, reach out, and give yourself some grace today. I think that that's the thing. Give yourself grace. If you didn't, if you're not where you want to be, if you haven't started your book yet, if you haven't given that TEDx talk yet, if you haven't gone for that interview, if you haven't updated that resume, if you haven't gotten that degree, what are you waiting on? This is your wake up call. This is your encouragement. And we are your cheerleaders. We want to help you achieve your dreams and go well beyond what we've done. We don't mind you exceeding us. We don't mind you going way past us. Knock it out of the park. And we want to help you do that. So reach out. Um, that's that's what I've got to say there.
No, that's amazing. That's amazing. It's amazing. Um, I have my best ideas when I'm meditating or when I'm taking a walk and helping others. It's not just about strategies and tactics. It is also about understanding the decision making process that is rooted in psychology of behavior, fears, dreams, motivations, true behaviors. That's what moves people. And it's not about the strategy or the tactic. It's about understanding how you navigate that. And that's what I think makes a difference, just working together. Nick, thank you again for this
Thank
wonderful
you.
time.
It's
I
good
will see
seeing
you
you.
and I will see everyone next week.
Okay, thank you, Mark. And Greg, we just want you to know today we love you, we miss you, and we can't wait to see you back on soon. We need your energy, we need your insight, and just want you to know, Greg, the world is a better place because you're in it, and we're rooting for you right now as you navigate some health issues. Love you, brother.
Thank you.
Bye, guys. We'll see you next
See you.
week.
Bye bye.